live look outside of the aerial lift bridge this morning. We got pretty calm winds out there right now. We'll continue to see calm winds throughout the rest of the day, but we do have some rain showers that will be moving into the area as a very weak system begins to move through today, but a bigger potent system moves through later in the week, increasing our rain chances. Temperatures right now into the 30s across much of the area with some pockets of 20s like into north central Wisconsin. Hayward sitting at 29, Phillips in 36. International Falls still at 26, Bemidji 28, and we've dropped down to 35 here on top of the hill. Now we have a little bit of a lake breeze right now, so down by the lake it's into the 40s, but generally we're not going to be increasing those temperatures all too much today. And that's thanks to lots of clouds that will be moving into the area here through the later afternoon hours. So high temperatures likely be into the 50s across much of the area, maybe even a few upper 40s across the borderlands and the Iron Range. And down to the south, we'll begin to see some afternoon and evening rain showers as well. Those will persist into or push into Wisconsin during later parts of the day as well. 50s again for highs, lots of clouds throughout much of the day. Tonight, those rain showers will eventually dissipate. We'll see mostly just cloudy skies, and there could be a few isolated rain showers left over, but again, just some clouds here for tonight. Lows into the 40s. In Minnesota, flows into the 40s and 30s, so a little bit warmer than what we're seeing right now. Still staying cloudy here through tomorrow. And now tomorrow is likely going to be pretty dry thanks to high pressure that's currently to our north, and that'll begin to slide a little bit closer. But notice these rain showers here down to the south. They're beginning to slowly move their way here up into the Twin Ports, but there's still a lot of dry air right now. So it's going to take some time for those rain showers to kind of saturate the air and eventually fall to the surface. So they'll probably stay dry here throughout much of the day, but when they do arrive here during the evening hours, there's a better chance for showers down to the south towards Hinckley and Siren at about 50 to 60%, and that percentage decreases here as you go further to the north. Parts of the borderlands may not see any rain at all. But later into the week, we'll have some widespread rain chances here for the Northland. So here's a bigger picture. Today, again, high pressure is currently to our north, kind of making a battleground here for the rain showers. Here's a look at this evening. Again, rain showers to the south, maybe out towards the west, but not so much here towards the north and east. Tomorrow, high pressure still somewhat overhead, still allowing us to be mostly dry for tomorrow. But then this little low pressure system begins to develop here into South Dakota, begins to lift a warm front and lifts all the warm air, providing some precipitation here heading to tomorrow morning. It could be steady here heading into Friday as well. We kind of need the rain here. We're in a bit of a moderate drought, especially down to the south and east. So we could take any rain we get, and let's time it out here for the next few days. Again, today's going to be mostly dry during the evening hours. We're going to see that initial batch of rain. Best chances to the south. Overnight will be pretty much dry, just some clouds. Tomorrow morning will be just pretty much some clouds as well. During the afternoon, we could see a period of some clearing, and then we'll begin to see some more rain showers here for Thursday morning. That's the first batch. The second batch will likely come here during the day on Friday. And some of the rain could be heavy at times, but certainly need the rain here across the Northland. Here's a look at that 7-day forecast. We're in store for 50s for the next few days. Friday is going to be a warm run into the 60s. Maybe someone hits 70 before we return to 50s here for the weekend.